How's it, guys? This is Davey, FPL, and welcome back to the Deadline with Davey live stream. I was going to wait to the 5-minute mark, but I'm too hyped for this upcoming deadline. I had to go live after seeing all of you guys in chat. So let me know how you're feeling. I promise you this stream is going to be a relaxed FPL stream, guys. The other content creators is going to be very stressful. With us, it's always going to be casual and it's going to be chill. I'm only joking. If you are a subscriber for a while, you know that these live streams generally tend towards absolute chaotic transfers towards the end. So let's see how this stream goes. I'm hoping it doesn't kind of come to that, but who knows what happens in FPL. We could have some massive leak an hour and a half, an hour before the deadline that makes us change our drafts completely. Maybe Salah's out or something like that. So I'm going to hope that it's going to be quite chilled. The suit is not meant to represent the vibe of the stream. You guys don't have to worry if you're not wearing a suit. I know Vincent said he was going to wear a suit today, so if he's not wearing a suit, he has disappointed me. But we're looking sharp. So hopefully the team is looking sharp, and you guys are going to be finalizing those teams for game week 1. So I've posted a poll in chat. I think a lot of people voted on it before the live stream, but it was basically, is your team locked in? And the unanimous decision at the moment is no, it's not. 64% of you, 65% of you saying that your team is not locked in. Firstly, just let me know if the audio and the video are Gucci. You can also let me know if the suit's Gucci. I don't exactly know if this tie sort of matches up with the black and the gray, but it was the tie that I could find before the stream, so I do apologize for that one. Hopefully things don't get heated enough that we have to take the tie off and give ourselves some breathing room. On screen, you guys can see, I think this was my latest draft that I published in the video today. So I was up all night drafting. I know it's a lonely existence, but I was up all night drafting, and I think this is what I landed on towards the end. And it was basically trying to fit in as many premiums, as many options as I could into my kind of game week 1 team. So I mentioned this over on my final team selection. I do apologize, as mentioned, for so many drafts, but this is the team that I published there. This could also be a 4 at the back if you want it to be, if you want to downgrade Strand Larson. It is quite appealing to go for that sort of big at the back draft, that budget saved, as well as those DEFCON kind of bonus points that could kind of come in clutch there. But I've decided to be a bit more flexible here. I still included Strand Larson, gives you a little bit of a pivot at 6.5 if you need it. But this isn't the final team. I think I'm going to make some changes to this. And we're going to, as the stream goes along, as we answer some questions, maybe we'll get a bit more finalized. But you can let me know what you think about this team compared to the team with Anderson and Reinders in midfield. So those two 5.5 slots. So that's my team, basically, the summary of my squad. I don't think I'm locked in, but we might get there as game week 1 approaches. But we can answer questions throughout the stream. You guys can always know that you can ask me whatever, and I'll try and answer it to the best of my abilities. Thanks also for the support throughout the preseason. I do appreciate it. And hopefully this season's going to be an absolute banger. So I've seen a few people kind of mentioning that the audio and the video do look okay. That's good to know. I did do sort of a test live stream. I don't know if you guys did see it. I was reviewing your guys' drafts, but I did that just to see that all the setup was exactly the same. And luckily, it does look like it's come in clutch. We've got Tracy saying, LFG, let's go. I won't put the middle word, Tracy, but thank you for that one. Abay is saying yo and says, what's good, Dave? Sup says JBK, as well as Luke Live says, let's go. Sadat says, let's go. Any electricity outages, Davey's back. Vincent, there's been on and off, and also asking about any chocolate milk and the full suit. So Vincent, I'm not going to say the full suit. You know what they say you know what we say when the deadline does come about. Time is up, but the suit pants might not be going down. But we do have the chocolate milk, so I do have that. Hopefully it's going to be a good luck charm, as it usually is. But I needed it. An hour and a half live stream. This voice is going to get tired. I needed that refueling of the chocolate milk. So let's hope that it also brings us some good luck. Moa is saying hi from Mauritius. Luke Live getting straight into the questions. Okay, so Sals/Anderson, Sals/Tosin, or Sanchez/Anderson. Out of those, I personally prefer Sals because I'm also a bit worried about Sanchez because there's been rumors about the Chelsea goalkeeper situation. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but Donnarumma's available. Does he go to Man City? Does he go to Chelsea? It looks like Chelsea are looking to sign a goalkeeper. So at the moment, I prefer Sels to Sanchez, but both of them I think are okay. Very 50-50, and that's why it's just a little bit of an edge towards Sels because of that Donnarumma rumor. That's, I mean, who would have thought like a rhyme master? But so I prefer the Sels and probably Anderson. Also worry about the Chelsea sort of centre backs. Vincent is saying, guys, like and subscribe. Remember, you can. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I'd be surprised. So do subscribe if you want to. I'm not forcing you though. If you don't enjoy the content, there's no dislike button anymore. So I do apologize for that one. But if you guys are enjoying the live stream and have enjoyed the preseason content, do drop the stream a like and subscribe. Can't wait for the first game. As a Liverpool fan, pretty excited. I just want to see how this kind of attacking department does click. Pernille is saying, playing bench boost, what's your advice? You've listed your entire squad. So the squad looks okay. I see you've got Salah and Haaland, which I think might be quite tough if you are bench boosting, because that's a lot of budget that you've taken up. So I'm assuming Reminders is going to be Reinders. Overall, it does look okay, I think. I think your team does look fine. Also, maybe look at bench boost too, because I see you've got Esteve. He's a better fixture then. Bay saying I knew my lad would pull up in a suit. It seems like the suit sort of, I don't know what to call it, but the instructions for the suits have been swapped around. It used to be that we only wore it in Game Week 1, but now it seems Game Week 38 is also. EC87 is saying, best of luck, Davey. Do appreciate it. How was your FPL break, says Helmy. So Helmy, I won't lie to you. I was expecting it to be a lot more chilled. I was expecting to play some video games. I've been getting into paddle, been playing a lot of paddle. I did play a lot of paddle, but I was expecting to have a more chill time, maybe do one or two extra things. But kind of FPL went down and work just went straight up. So I was absolutely crammed at work. So the time went quickly and I didn't do as much as I wanted to. And now here we are. So let's go. Derichi saying, can't live chat on PC. I don't know why. Anyone have any ideas? The comment button not existing. So Derichi, just make sure that you signed in on YouTube. That's the only thing. I have not banned you, I promise you. I can see your comment. I have joined the Fun Defend party. Arias better than Strand Larsen. I actually did see that he was playing up front with Strand Larsen, and that could be a concern there. I just feel like at the 6.5 bracket, he's the only one I'm currently looking at. So that's what I would probably say. But there are a few other options that I have seen. And also, obviously, Arias is a midfielder. So it's not really Strand Larsen. It's more the fact that there's just no budget forwards at this price point, in my opinion. You can go for a Fulkrug, but I prefer Strand Larsen slightly. That's all. Why are so many picking Bruno? So Morton, this might raise some question marks in a lot of people's minds, but I do agree with you. I think we don't exactly know how the new signings are going to impact his position, but the current thinking is that he's going to play a lot more reserved, a lot more defensive. It's just a combination of a few things. It's the fact that he's on penalties. It's the fact that out of possession, he might be deeper, but in possession, he might be a lot more forward, giving that assisting sort of goal threat. And it's also the fact that he can get defensive contributions. So there's a few avenues for points for Bruno Fernandes, and that's why I think a lot of people are going for him. But I'm not 100% sold on him at the moment, but I still feel like I'm pretty confident that I will pick him. Mark is saying that he is phoning in from Spain, so hopefully your Wi-Fi says, even on the Spain Wi-Fi, it looks good. Zakia has been a legend member for 35 months. We back last season with your help, won a PS5 and 2 kits. Let's smash it this year again, Davey. Do you have any competitions I can join this year? So Zakia, I don't have any competitions, not ones that you can win a PS5 again. But I have a few kind of friends leagues, but I don't think you want to join those, Zakia. So maybe just search on Twitter. There, I know there's a few leagues, but just be careful. Just a reminder that the paid leagues are not allowed, and also don't get scammed over on Twitter, please. But I do appreciate you using that prize money wisely and subscribing again to the channel. Thank you for being a member or a legend member for 35 months. Do appreciate it. And I have seen a few of you members in chat as well. So once again, always do appreciate it. Kirk is saying now both audio and video went fluky. Okay, so Kirk, I'm just going to check. I don't see anyone else complaining, so just make sure that you have checked your connection. Otherwise, I will maybe go and check it. Morris is saying, have you looked or tried a no Salah, no Haaland team? Morris, I have. You're probably going to like or dislike my answer, but it does look good. I just don't know. I don't think I have the courage to go against Salah or Haaland. I would say if I don't go for Salah, I would go for Haaland. I think the Salah and no Haaland drafts are a bit out there. I feel like you want at least one of those players. That's what I'd probably say. Tracy once again saying, don't forget to like this stream, only if you guys are enjoying it though. Christian saying the GOAT is back. What are your expectations for this new season? I'm just hoping that we win FPL. That's all I'm hoping for. But I'm just hoping for another good season. A nice balanced season that we can kind of be proud of at the end of the day. Let's just say that. DeRicci has been a legend member for 44 months saying, let's go. I always say, may Spurs win a trophy or I win FPL mini leagues. And you know what? I'm winning FPL mini leagues this year. So you've got your redemption last season, DeRicci. Any Spurs sort of under the radar players? I know that you're probably quite happy. Van der Ven and Pedro Porro here. But what are your expectations for this upcoming season? And once again, 44 months. That's years on years. So I do appreciate the continued support, DeRicci, for a legend member for 44 months. Also, Zakia, I didn't miss your member chat. I do apologize. It's just I'm a little bit behind on the chat, so I do apologize for that one. But I definitely didn't do it. Why no reminders? Okay, so Dominic Luna, you're probably saying Reinders because a lot of people have been asking me about reminders. But yeah. Delano saying stop planning 2 days ago. A voice said let Jesus take the wheel, and I did just that. So hopefully the big man upstairs is going to be good on the FPL selections as well, Delano. Can you go through what are your best 4.4 defender pairs for rotation? Okay, I can go over that. That's also probably a good one. Who's the captain and vice captain? It would be Salah captain here and probably vice captain on Palmer. That's what I probably would go for. Joe has been a supporter for 36 months, 3 years, hitting that top 10 again this year. Hopefully, brother. I mean, 3 years of my advice is hopefully going to come in clutch for another top 10K finish. But once again, guys, thanks so much for the continued support. We've got yearly renewals here. This is insane. Olaf saying, how's it, my friend? Why no Reinders? Okay, so, I mean, there's going to be a lot of players that you guys are going to ask me about. And the common thing is actually going to be that I just can't fit every player into the squad. Now, this isn't my final team. I'm going to do some alterations to it now to maybe get us to a place that looks a bit more familiar to you guys. But you could literally ask a list of players, and it's not that I think that they necessarily bad options. It's just I might prefer other options over them. So if you guys have a certain player in your team and I don't, that doesn't mean they're a bad option. That doesn't mean I'm going to beat you in FPL. It just means that I'm looking at a slightly different approach, but your approach can always be good because at the end of the day, I don't know what's going to be happening in these games. FPL is a luck game at the end of the day, so you guys should be going for something different. Will Collinson, also a legend member for 42 months, saying, here we go. Thoughts on the changes that have been made to the chip rules this year. So I've done quite a few videos on the DEF CON contributions, and in my opinion, I feel like we have to take them seriously. I know this current team doesn't look like it because I don't have a Murillo, I don't have a Tarkowski, but I do feel like they're going to be massive. If you saw my defender review video, you guys know that if we did add those extra bonus points, Murillo as well as Tarkowski would have been the best points per average defenders in the game, or the high scoring defenders, which is insane. And when you compare them to someone like a Rodgers, when you compare them to someone like a Strand Larsen, they actually perform better than these players. So does that mean a big at the back formation is actually better? And that's what I was contemplating. That's why that 4 at the back was kind of racking my brain a bit, because on paper, that should perform better than kind of many forward formation, for example. Just something to put out there. But I know it's the start of the season. It might be a bit hectic to think about that, but yeah. Please change double Spurs and get Reinders. Okay, so the double Spurs, I don't mind. I actually don't mind the double Spurs because of the Burnley game. And then also in the future, you can rotate them out. I think Pedro Porro, you probably just play for the majority of fixtures. He is quite attacking. And then if we don't like him, Munoz is sitting there at 5.5, hopefully by the time we want to get him. Cigar with a $5 super chat saying, how's it, Davey? Munoz, Wirtz, and Neco Williams versus Richards, Fernandes, and Milinkovic. Which side do we run with? Okay, so Munoz, Wirtz, and Neco Williams versus Richards, Fernandes, and Mikalenko. No, not Mikalenko. Milinkovic. That is quite a tough one. Initially, I like the left-hand side, but I probably would go with the right-hand side. I think the right-hand side for me looks better, Cigar. It is close between them, and that's why you probably have super chatted. But I'd probably say the right side. Do you think Kelleher will start? I don't know if I would go for Kelleher still. I might change it now. But I don't have too much concern because apparently Dubravka is fit. So between Kelleher and Dubravka, I know it's Spurs away, which isn't great, but you have a playing goalkeeper, and Kelleher should be back. He was on grass apparently, so I don't really know if a goalkeeper is training on grass, because surely it's not like they're not running fit, you know, because they just stay in their box. So if he's training on grass, surely he should be okay. That's my thinking behind it. But yeah, I've on my Legends members on my Discord, everyone hates Kelleher. They say he's going to concede quite a few. So I probably will change him. We will go over a few of my changes shortly. I just wanted to cover some of your guys' initial questions. Martin saying I'm completely stuck. Tarkowski, Reinders, Bruno versus Neco, Saar, Wirtz. Okay. So Wirtz, like these are super tough questions. Tarkowski, I've gone a bit cold on him because of the injuries to Branthwaite and Mikalenko. I know it might actually be the opposite. He might actually be defending more now, so he might even be better. But I'm just a little bit concerned about that. So initially, I would probably say Neco. I like Reinders though. I like Bruno. I might say actually what I would just change Martin there is just instead of Tarkowski, if you have Murillo, that's great. Otherwise, go for him or Milinkovic, and then go for Reinders and Bruno. And I think that might edge the others slightly more. Thank you, Dr. Loops. I do appreciate it. Is everyone picking Esteve? Yes. You can go for Rondon as well. So it just depends on who you want to back. So if you want to back the Leeds defense or you want to back the Burnley defense, I know it's not a very good debate. It's picking. I don't want to say trash versus garbage, but it's borderline. Like I don't think you're going to keep many clean sheets. The thing about Rondon though is if you need a player for game week 1 because he has Everton at home, which is a pretty okay fixture from a defensive point of view. If you need a defender for game week 1. People are going for Rondon, and then if you need a defender for game week 2, people are going for Esteve. That's basically it. And if you don't need them for either, you just kind of go with whichever one you prefer. How's it, Connor? Thanks for joining the stream. Glad you made it, as well as last number. Vincent is asking Kukurea plus Fulkrug or Anderson plus JP. I'd probably go Anderson and JP, Vincent. Pedro, brand new season, let's go. That is true. This the final team? No, this is not the final team. What I probably will do is with an hour to go, I will make some changes. I'll go check Twitter. I'll see if there's been any updates. There's some transfer rumors currently circulating. It looks like Douglas Luiz might be signing for Forest, which does that make Anderson a better or worse option? I don't know. Gia Como is saying, hi Davey, glad to have you back. Still tinkering as expected. Thoughts on Gakpo as an option? Seems that going for Wirtz may sacrifice too much in the team. Yes, I have a similar thinking towards yourself. My opinion is that I like Gakpo. The only concern I have is that if Isaac signs for Liverpool, which I think, I don't know if I can say this because I'm not in the know, but it does look more increasingly likely. I kind of get the feeling that it's more increasingly likely. So if Isaac signs, I feel like that Gakpo could be a rotation risk, and that's the only thing holding me back from him. But saying that, if you find with Gakpo for maybe Bournemouth game week 2, game week 3, then I think he's okay. I think you can get him in, you can take him out in a few game weeks' time. I think he's going to start definitely against Bournemouth, and he should be nailed until Isaac is in the squad. I can't see too many other options for Liverpool at the moment in terms of that rotation, unless the formation does change up. But I would say that as long as you understand that Gakpo is okay for the short term, maybe turns into a long-term pick, medium-term pick if Isaac doesn't sign. But I just can't see Liverpool having sold so many forwards not replacing another one. basically. That's my thinking of it. Ahmed saying, I love our yearly suit. Good luck, Davey. Thanks. Mandel saying, greetings from South Africa. Greetings from South Africa as well. I want to join in the Legend membership. So if you want to join and become a member, there's going to be a link. There should be a link in the bio. You guys can check if I am right there. I think there is a link in the bio. So there's a link in the bio. What you can do is if you want to go and click the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, there should be a join button. And then I think there are some country restrictions. So if you are in a country that doesn't have it, you might not see it. Then you can just click on that join button or link in the description and it should take you to the page. So just let me know if that doesn't work out though. And I do appreciate you wanting to support the channel by becoming a member. Do you use any other sites or part of a group that helps you choose your team during the season? Or is it purely just statistics that help you decide what teams to pick? So Christian, good question. And at the moment, because I'm not sponsored by any sort of channels, I can kind of recommend whatever I want to or whatever I use. So at the moment, I've been using sites such as RBRef. You can get the @ from my thread tweets during preseason. It's FBREF. They give you free Opta stats. I don't know if they are Opta, but they are definitely stats. You can use that for your stats. That's what I used in all my videos. Otherwise, I still do like websites like Fantasy Football Fix. I didn't do anything with them this season, but they have quite a nice rotation sort of planner, and also check them out for stats if you want to. But otherwise, I am a fan of FPL Review. And then there is Solios Analytics, which is a sort of a collaboration with a few other content creators over on Twitter, more analytical sort of managers, and they've created a website. I have used it a little bit, haven't used it as much, but FPL Review is pretty strong. But I don't use it to kind of pick my team. I use it more for idea generation, and then I also use it for just sense checking. So let's, for example, say I want to take out Salah next week. Touch wood, I don't have to do that, but maybe there's an option that I haven't really thought about. Then you go look at projected points, you kind of get some ideas that looks good. And then another website that I use is going to be SpreadX. So they give you the market odds. That's clean sheets as well as sort of how many goals should be scored in a game. So actually, that's a pretty nice segue to another sort of thing and another shout out. So this is a Twitter account that I have become quite a fan of, and he is actually a member of that Solios Analytics group that I was talking about. And it's going to be Rob TFPL. So don't worry, Rob, I am going to give you a shout out here. Let me just expand this a bit more so that you can see. So top left there, Rob TFPL, and he creates these graphics. So I do these in terms of my ultimate guide, but I like Rob's because he updates them the day of the deadline. So my numbers will be similar to this, but I've just updated them a few days ago, whereas this is the today's numbers from Rob TFPL. Go check him out over on Twitter. And this is super useful as well if you guys are looking at kind of benching dilemmas as well as captaincy considerations. So for example, here we can see that Mo Salah and Liverpool are projected to score the highest amount of goals, 2.62. And then we have a little bit of a drop off for the others, Man City, Spurs, that sort of thing. But definitely Liverpool at the top there with quite a high margin. And then also what you guys can look at here is sort of clean sheet odds. You can see that Spurs are super high, 46%, almost 50% clean sheet odds. And that's why I don't mind the Van der Ven, Pedro Porro double up. But I use these stats as well for, I wouldn't say game week 1 decisions, because I don't want you guys to look at this and suddenly go for triple Spurs defense because game week 1 it looks good. Because what you must remember is you're setting up your team now for the long haul. It can be an early wild card, but I would try and prolong it as long as possible. So don't judge your team just purely based on this. This just gives you an idea about captaincy as mentioned and sort of potential benching dilemmas if you guys do have them. So I'm going to leave these stats up for now. And then we will go over my team in a short while. Prince from Namibia here. I want to ask, I'm going to pick Jimenez Rodriguez is for 5 game days. So Raul Jimenez should be okay. I think they're selling Munoz. But I just don't know. He should be okay. The fixtures aren't fantastic. I won't lie to you. He is 6.5. I think I prefer Strunt Larson slightly, as I'm a bit concerned with the Fulham. Like there's been a bit of up and downs with who's they're going to be there starting, like with Munoz leaving and that sort of thing. So he is okay, but at 6.5, I probably would say Strand Larsen might be slightly better. But thanks for joining from Namibia. I've been to Namibia quite a few times. I've got family there. Dorichi13 with a super chat. Dorichi, you don't have to super chat, brother. You can just ask your questions in chat. I'll be trying to see them. I have Sanchez, Munoz, Porro, Frimpong, Murillo, Aitnori, Salah, Jorginho, Ruta, Matoma, Palmer. Are you a Brighton fan, Dorichi? Palmer, Watkins, sub 541. Okay, subs are Dubravka, Thiago, Arias, Gay. Okay, so you've got Salah, you've got Jorginho, Matoma. I mean, I like your defense. I think what I might do is downgrade Frimpong, go for Milenkovic, and then I might upgrade another department. You say you've got your subs as Thiago. I might drop Thiago even more. If you're going to go for the 5-for-1, I would drop Thiago even cheaper, and I would upgrade your midfield better. That would allow you, instead of going for Jorginho, Ruto, Matoma, maybe to go for someone like a Wirtz, a Bruno, that sort of thing. So that would be my thinking. You also have Arias on your bench, which is okay. If you think he's the best 5.5, that's fine. I would recommend some sort of rotation there. But yeah, I would go cheaper than Thiago and then upgrade another midfielder, Dorichi. Mandel says, yeah, okay, so yeah. So the name of my team is It's Coming Home, but then in Afrikaans. So I'm hoping that it's coming home. Let's see if we can get that overall rank 1 by game week 38. Dark Lord saying, Davey, make changes early to avoid the server overload. Yes, that's a good point. I would recommend at least having a draft you're comfortable with, locked into your app and your team. If the server does go down with another sort of 30 minutes to go, at least then you have a team that you're fairly okay with. That's what I would probably recommend. Chris saying, how's it going, man? Looking forward to another FPL season, brother. Me too. Chris, let's hope it's a good one. Are you locked? No, I'm not locked. Who would be a cheaper striker? You're not going to like what I'm saying, Dorichi, but it might be a 4.5. Someone by the name of Krupi Jr., I think, from Bournemouth. He could be okay, but that's downgrading quite a bit. Let me just go and see who's a cheap forward that you could afford that doesn't look like terrible. Okay, yeah, they look pretty dire here. I might just say Krupi Jr. at 4.5 looks okay. I guess if we increase it to 5.5, is there anyone? Beto, I don't think he's going to be nailed though. Yeah, I mean, there are, and that's the unfortunate part, is that going with that formation, that's what I found, Dorichi, is that going for the big at the back formation doesn't give you a lot of bench coverage, because if you don't go for a 4.5, you're going for a 6 mil, because that's the only position that might actually play, versus having a 4.5 defend on the bench. So there's quite a bit of a price difference, and that's where I was kind of leaning towards just going for a 2 up front. That's what I kind of ended on. Okay, so you're saying you're fine with just Watkins, because then I think you might be able to upgrade. Where's the chocolate milk? The chocolate milk is here. It's resting. We have to savor it over the next hour. So just a reminder, an hour left to deadline, guys. Please get those teams locked in. Saying that, I'm not locked in, so I don't expect you guys to be, though. Anderson or Van der Ven? I guess it depends on your other defenders, Vincent. Do you have to play Van der Ven? If you have to, then I'd go for him. Otherwise, if Anderson can sit on your bench, then he's also okay. Bro, let us know the lock team. Okay, I'll go over. Let me just check Twitter quickly. As always, if you guys do see anything, I would ask that you tag me in it. That just gives me a little bit of timing to know what is happening over on Twitter, because I can't see everything now if things do come up. Okay, I don't see anything as of yet. checking Twitter is actually actually the worst, because it's just a bunch of people asking about their drafts. I'm not saying you guys, I'm saying just like people I follow and stuff. And it just messes with your mind a bit when you get down to it. Okay, I don't see anything that is super concerning. Okay, no, there's actually nothing much that's concerning. Okay, let's go over my team. So you guys have seen what you have on screen here. So let me just go back, and unfortunately I'm just gonna have to adjust this. Give me a second while I just crop it, so that you guys can see the entire squad. And let's just move it a bit like that and a bit down. Okay, cool. Actually, no, this is going to probably change, right? Because I'm going to go onto the transfer page. So if we go onto the transfer page, can you guys still see this? Okay, you can. Okay, that's pretty nice. And then I think you can actually see, if I scroll up, you guys can see the budget. Okay, not yet. Can you see that? Okay, cool. Now you guys can see the budget. Okay, you just can't see me. Okay, so let's maybe just bring this to the far left. And then I'll just sit a bit better so you guys can see this. Okay, cool. Let's go and do some transfers. So the news that came about, I mentioned it earlier on, but it's the fact that Nottingham Forest are going in for Douglas Luiz. Now, I don't think that actually, that might not impact Anderson at all. It does raise some caution though about, is he actually going to replace Anderson? I don't know if there's any Forest fans in chat, but if you guys are Nottingham Forest fan, you can let me know, does Douglas Luiz signing for Forest impact Anderson at all? Because if it does, there's a simple replacement here, and that's going to be someone by the name of Reinders. So he will come in as my replacement then. So the other news that arose today is the fact that we do have a potential for Florian Wirtz plus Bruno Fernandes. Now I could drop either of them. And the player that I was thinking about was going to be Rodgers, because Rodgers is now confirmed fit. And the reason I like Rodgers is that their fixtures, which you guys can hardly see, their fixtures are pretty okay. Their fixtures are pretty good. That's why I'm going for Watkins. So that was someone that I was considering going for. And that then gives us 4.5 in the bank to do quite a few upgrades. So that could be upgrading our defensive department. That could be upgrading Strand Larsen to Mateta. It's just, I'm just going back and forth on the Florian Wirtz move. Like, is Wirtz actually going to be worth it? And I think that he could. I think that he might actually be a pretty good option at the moment. So that was my current thinking. Let me just take Wirtz and put him back in the squad. I think though, at the moment, I think I might have gone off the draft that has Anderson and Reinders. I still feel like they're going to be great value. I think at 5.5 they could be strong. I just don't know. That's the only thing I'm kind of considering, and that's why I've gone off that 5.5 a little bit. But what we might be able to do is I can actually build 3 drafts for you, and you guys can let me know what you think. Yeah, so as Christian's saying, it's like maybe wait and see with Wirtz, but I kind of feel like you want him for the opening few games, because I guess you could bring him in game week 4. That is okay. Game week 4 might be sensible. But what does that mean? Does that mean kind of playing Bruno, keeping Bruno, and then when he has Man City, Chelsea, but then he has Sunderland, Brentford. So you guys can just see that above my head. He does have Sunderland, so maybe you want to keep him. But yeah, maybe doing the Bruno to Wirtz downgrade if need be. Or what we could do is have Wirtz, or have Bruno for game, or have Wirtz for game week 1. Take him to Bruno game week 2. Take him back to Wirtz game week 4. And then bring Bruno back in for Sunderland. I don't know. That could be a consideration. But at the moment, I don't dislike this draft. I don't dislike having both of them. The only thing as mentioned is missing out on King 5.5 Anderson and Rodgers. But when it comes down to comparisons, surely Wirtz is a little bit better than Rodgers, plays in a better attack. Does allow me, though, to upgrade my defensive department, though. So another consideration here is, can I squeeze another amount of budget to upgrade my other defenders? And I don't know at the moment. In terms of a 4.5, even though Keller is currently flagged, I feel like Dubravka at least could cover him for 1 or 2 weeks. Now, their fixtures aren't the best, but he's a 4.5 goalkeeper. I don't have the biggest expectation for him. If you're looking for another 4.5, there's Petrovic for Bournemouth. Even though Bournemouth have sold basically their entire back line, I mean, maybe they should still be okay. But Liverpool, first of all, is probably putting a few people off Petrovic. But I think Kelle's okay. I think it is a risk, definitely, to go for him. But in the long run, I feel like Dubravka might be able to cover him with those tougher fixtures. Otherwise, Verbruggen's also okay. I just don't know if I trust the Brighton defense that much. So that's my only concern with them. And then the other consideration is just maybe I just upgrade him. I just take Keller to someone like Sanchez or Sells, but then I need to find some value. And that value could be from Bruno or Wirtz. I don't know. That's just my current thinking at the moment. I feel like Strand Larsen might be worth the extra 5 over Thiago and those sort of players just for certainty. But I don't know as well. I mean, he does have okay fixtures. I don't think these fixtures are that bad. But there's a ton to kind of consider. Why is no one talking about Saka? So I think the only way I would look at Saka is that if you really want to captain him game week 2. That's what I've said to people on my Discord and stuff like that. Any reason why Ekitike is being overlooked, it's just the fact that if Isaac signs, then Isaac is probably the predominant forward there. And Ekitike might be benched or he might be playing on the left, which decreases his attacking threat a little bit. So that's the thing that you just have to kind of think about. So yeah, I mean, Wirtz down or Bruno Fernandes down to Rodgers could also be a play. That could also be an okay play. I mean, their fixtures aren't that bad coming up. They're actually pretty decent. And that would give me enough money to probably afford a team that I do like the look of. That's also something that I'm considering. But let's just do a poll quickly. I just want to see this, okay? So if you guys could only pick one, and you don't have to type this in chat, don't worry. Which one would you pick if you could only pick one? And it's going to be between Bruno Fernandes and Wirtz. And you guys can let me know what you think. So you don't have to vote in chat. You can just vote on the poll that I'm going to put up. So Haas, it does give me no flexibility for future transfers, but it also, I don't think having the most flexibility is always the best. It's kind of finding like a sweet spot, because then what you might just find is you're not picking players that you want. You might just be picking players that allow you to be flexible. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. Martin, I've got Sells, Neco, and Murillo as a triple Forest defense madness. It's not madness, Martin. The only thing I would say is that let's just say Anderson looks like the best 5.5 and he's getting DEFCON bonus points left, right, and center. Then you might want that spot to open up for him, but it is ridiculous thinking about keeping a spot open for a 5.5, if you get what I'm saying. SH, thanks. Has that been confirmed? I have seen, obviously we do have Fabrizio with the Here We Goes. I'm just checking Twitter quickly. Sorry for the silence. Okay, I don't see anything that is too worrying. Yeah, I don't see anything. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so It's pretty split. 55% of you are saying Bruno Fernandes and 45 are saying Wirtz. Tiesmeister, thank you for becoming a legend member for 40 months. Absolutely insane. Thank you for the continued support, and you've just simply said good luck in the new season. Nigel saying love this suit. Thank you. Davey, this template looks good. Thank you. Appreciate it. So let's, for example, just say, is this the best team we can come up with if we were to go with the selection? I mean, we could drop Richards down to a 4.0, but I don't know about that one. That might be a bit rough to drop him that far down. That would allow us to upgrade Kelleher. So let's just say, I mean, Strand Larsen, we probably won't downgrade him. Reinders, him or Anderson. Like, I feel like this team is probably the best team we can look at without making too many sacrifices. Okay, so let's just say, for example, that we did downgrade. So going on the polls votes, which is 56-55%, let's take out Wirtz. I think if I was to replace Wirtz now, I feel like Rodgers for me is the number one. Now, the only thing is, do I spend the extra money on Strand Larsen to Mateta, or do we use it for our defense? So what we could do is we could go Mateta here. Now with Mateta, there's obviously a lot of 7.5 forwards. I would probably say Mateta for the short term isn't the best, but for the medium and long term, he is looking pretty good. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me just check. Okay, you can probably just see it above my head. But he's got Sunderland here, West Ham here. Fixtures aren't fantastic though. Liverpool after that, Everton, then Arsenal. It's just basically Sunderland and West Ham that you might want him for. So if you guys want to take a more of a short-term punt, you can actually look at someone like a João Pedro. I know his ownership is pretty significant and that might be worrying you, but he could be okay. So we could go for Mateta, that leaves us 0.5 here. Maybe we go for Sulls. I mean, we could go for Neco Williams to Murillo, which I would love to do, but I just don't know. But yeah, that we could do. So downgrading Wirtz does give us 1.5 to play with. What it also could mean is that it gives us Strand Larsen if we do keep him. And then what I probably would just do is maybe instead of Sulls, go Sanchez. And then we spend the 1 mil to do some bigger upgrades. And then maybe that means bringing in maybe Murillo here. And then spending an extra 0.5 on another 5.0. I don't know. Or keeping 5 mil in the bank for another day. Or maybe we go for Evan Nielsen instead of Strand Larsen. That could also be a play that we look at. I mean, then I would just probably go for Sulls. I mean, there's a lot to consider. I think I'm absolutely waffling. You guys are probably not following along here. And oh my goodness, I've just missed a 50 membership from DeRicci 13. 50 new members. Thank you, DeRicci. Can we get some hearts in chat for that 50 membership? Absolutely insane. Thank you. I don't really, I mean, maybe I should waffle about my team more often and then more people are gonna drop in, but just thank you for that. Absolute GOAT. I'm pretty sure that might push you towards the top fan of the day potentially. But yeah, 50 memberships. So I'm not gonna read through everyone that just got dropped a membership, but there are a few names here that I do remember. So you guys can just say thanks to the Richie for that. The one I just want to see here is Vincent. Did Vincent get a membership? I don't think so. So that's a good thing. Thank you to Richie for not doing that. So Vincent is still not a member. Keller ain't the one. Should he just get Verbruggen? Good luck with the season and hope that you got some. I do have some chocolate milk, Alexander, so thank you for that one. Nori or Murillo. Sky, I prefer Murillo because you're gonna have him for the long term. But Nori is tempting because of the fact that Guardiola is out. Sammy, thank you for becoming a member. I saw that you did ask just before Dorichi gifted. So I do appreciate you still becoming a member. And you are a legend member as well, so thank you. Thank you for that one. Rough and Reza, did you get a membership? No, I think you've already had a membership. So what are you saying there? What about me? I have noticed you. Double Spurs defense is insane. It is against Burnley though. Like if there was ever a time that you were going to pick a double up from them, it would be against Burnley. Vincent, I need a membership. Come on. Vincent, you're a moderator. That should be good enough. TG is saying, have you locked in? Looking forward to new season. I haven't locked in. I'm a little bit up in there at the moment. But you have become a legend member for 26 months. So that is super impressive. Thank you for that. Why Evan Nielsen? It's just the fact that he has some good fixtures coming up. No worries, Rafa. And Richie saying 500 viewers, let the luck roll on. By the way, my way of sharing my mini league prize to you and your help. Thank you. And the timing of you waffling. Thank you, Richie. I do appreciate that. That's a pretty good return on service. If you've taken mini league winnings and you've converted it into a membership, and that should theoretically help you maybe win another mini league this season. So I do appreciate it, Richie. And thanks a lot. Zaid Ali saying, what up, Davey? How you doing? I'm doing good in you, brother. Fabrizio has confirmed Trafford to start. Is he tempting you at 5 mil? Has Fabrizio confirmed that? Like Fabrizio Romano. Okay, I don't see anything, but I assume you may be saying that he mentioned it in like a podcast or something like that. Okay, so if we have this team here, the only thing I'm thinking about is like, how can we maybe squeeze... How can we squeeze Milenkovic in here? But I think that might be too out there. I mean, if we downgrade Richards, we could get there. Because theoretically, surely we just start our Nottingham Forest treble like every single game. Or maybe we go for Sanchez then instead to just keep the spot open for Anderson. I guess what we could just do is downgrade Van der Ven and then go for Neco Williams here. But yeah, this draft definitely looks more balanced. I just don't know. Wirtz and Haaland or Bowen and Salah. I mean, I'm with Salah. Like, I just feel like Salah's better than Haaland to start the season with, but there's been so much sort of debate about it. Why is everyone sleeping on Konza? So Zaid, I'm not sleeping on Konza. I've mentioned him in terms of rotation. He looks pretty good because Aston Villa have good fixtures. It's just if I'm going to be playing Murillo and Pedro Porro and another defender the majority of weeks, I might not need him. And I feel like in terms of other 4.5s besides fixtures, I do prefer other options. Downgrade Rodgers to Tielemans. That could be an option, but then where am I going to spend the rest of the funds? Why not Mateta? I could go for Mateta up front. Russell saying, followed you for years. I really appreciate your opinion. Solid team. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Not a fan of Evan Nielsen. Yeah, the thing, I liked him until Kluivert started training, because then that probably means that Kluivert's going to take penalties. But Strand Larsen might not even take penalties, so who kind of knows? Okay, so the poll is saying 55% Bruno Fernandes. So I'm just going to assume that you guys do prefer him. Now, the next poll that I want to do is is, are you guys on Team Anderson or Team Reinders? And you guys can let me know on that poll. Finance to Verts, then use the 0.5 saving elsewhere or keep it in the bank. Yeah, so Jay, that is true, but maybe Bruno's better than Verts. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm just thinking. Is maybe Bruno's actually better than Verts for FPL. Please save the team early, Hashem Awal. David is asking, defenders, Romeo, Murillo, Estevez, Anderson or Richards, Salah, Evan Nielsen. Okay, so that team does look good, David. I might try and find 0.5 to upgrade Evan Nielsen to Mateta then. I feel like if you're going to go for 2 strikers only without Watkins, I like Mateta and I like Strand Larsen then. Those are the 2 I would look at. Kirk saying 50 memberships, very generous. A king. Derici is a king. Got to finalize because about 30 minutes left, the site is going to crash. So what I will do is I'll lock in the team with 30 minutes to go, but there might still be changes about that. Who is Trafford, Sarafa and Reza? It's the Man City new goalkeeper. Connor, I do apologize, brother, for missing the 3-year Legend membership, Legend renewal. Will Kelleher start? Is Verbrugge not a safer pick? Kelleher, in my opinion, I think he should play, but then you will have Dubravka as backup if need be. I do feel like Verbrugge is safer, though, just in terms of flags. I wish that Keller came out and said, or the manager came out and said that he's fit to play, but we didn't get that. I still feel like, though, because he said he's training in on grass, I mean, I don't really know what else he could have that's a problem. As mentioned, it's not like he's not running fit or something like that, so I don't know. But Verbrugge is safer. I would try and get it up to a 5.0, though, if you can. Usama, hey Davey, from Pakistan, what was your 24/25 season rank? It was, I think, 43k. I always just get mixed up with the number. Let me just give me a second here. Yeah, it was 43k. Actually, I can just show you if you want. Yeah, it was 43k. Okay, and I just lost all the transfers. I do apologize for that one. We'll lock in some of these others. Okay, just looking at the poll. Okay, so this one is a bit more. 68% of you are saying Reinders. Okay. Pep said Edison won't start, and he's trying to get rid of Ortega, so of course Trafford starts. I thought, though, that the thinking was that that Edison might still play. Well, Mark Guaya, I watched a video on how to pronounce that. I think it's Guaya. Get any minutes. Maybe not game week 1, but in the future, potentially. Which players are almost confirmed? Okay, so let's go over the confirmed players. I like Richards as a backup, 4.5. I don't think Van der Ven is nailed. Palmer, Wirtz. It's one of Wirtz or Bruno. Let's just say Bruno for now. Then Mark Guaya. He's locked. So these are the players that are locked at the moment. What is locked, though, is a Nottingham Forest defender. It might not be Neco Williams. It might be Murillo. But these are the players that are locked at the moment. And then obviously, if we don't go for Bruno, we'll go for Wirtz. But yeah, not many are locked, but I would probably say that the overall structure is pretty similar. It's just Wirtz versus not. It's basically Wirtz or not Wirtz. I'm just going to refresh here so that we get the team back. Exclusive, Nottingham Forest ready to double Ricolus's wages to sign the Man City defender. Who would that risk then? Neco Williams. Probably right. Philippe, legend member for 31 months. I became a father. My son's name is Strahinja. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I do apologize, Philippe, if I'm not. I hope this year your help brings victories in many, many leagues. Wishing you lots of luck and fun. I think that's probably the most wholesome legend resubscription that we've had, Philippe. Congrats to you on your new son. And let's just hope in a few years' time, he's beating all of us at FPL. That's all that we can kind of wish for, I guess. But yeah, congrats and thank you, Philippe, for becoming a legend member for 31 months. Is Reinders tip to start? It seems like it. It seems like he should be okay. I do have some concerns now because apparently Rodri's traveling and that sort of thing. It's just the fact that if he does start, he looks good. Thank you for the reminder there, Ryan. Let me just drop this league code in chat. I do apologize, guys, for not posting it. I do have it on... And then let me just copy the code for you as well, if you guys are wanting the code. So there's the code to the league, guys. It's Davey versus the world. So you guys can join that if you want to. Getting ready to bet big on Pep Roulette with the Rangers. Good luck this season. Vian, I'm probably betting big as well. At least it's not all in. We're not all in because he's only 5.5, but it's going to be a bit rough. Thoughts on Thiago as a forward since Visa is injured? Yeah, or Visa just leaving the club. He's fine. I just don't know. Brentford, I'll wait and see for me as well. Why the double up on Spurs? It's just for this fixture for the Burnley game, and then they do have some odd games that are okay. And basically what we're hoping for is that if you guys have looked at the DEFCON threat players, the Brentford centre-backs also do amount to quite a few. So what people are hoping for is that basically Brentford now swap with Spurs because of Frank leaving as the manager, and maybe they suddenly become a really strong defense, or at least in terms of DEFCON threat. Wino JP, Wino João Pedro says Pedro. I don't know. It's just the fact that I don't know if I can buy in on a player that's going to probably average about 70 minutes. He doesn't have penalties, that sort of thing. That's my only concern with him. But yeah, we do have 30 minutes to go, guys. So I think we should probably try and lock in at least some sort of team. Okay, so let's for now just say that we don't go for Wirtz. Okay, then instead of Anderson, we're going to go for Reinders. I think I'm going to downgrade. I think I'm going to go for Sulls. Instead of Neko, I'm going to go for Murillo. That gives us 0.5. I just don't see where we can use 0.5. Where else can we use 0.5 here? Instead of Van der Ven, is it Romero? Instead of Richards, is it Lacroix? Or is it just keeping 0.5 in the bank for a rainy day? That's why I was like, maybe just go for Evan Nielsen, but maybe I just keep it. I guess what I could do is I could take out Sulls here and go for Sanchez. And then take out Van der Ven and go for Williams. But I don't know with Williams. There's been some rotation risk with him. Not Murillo, sorry. Oh no, Williams, yeah. There's been some, I mean, now people are saying there's rumors about new fullbacks. This could also be a play. Or we could just keep Sulls and then instead of Neko Williams, we just keep, let's just say it's Van der Ven. And then we keep 0.5 in the bank. That's what we could just do. So what do you guys think about this team? Diouf plus Richards or Anderson plus Agbadu? I don't know if I'm super bullish on West Ham anymore, just because after their game week 1 fixture, it doesn't look that great. Why is no one talking about Frimpong? It's just Fabian. There might be some rotation with Bradley and him. We don't know yet. It's like a wait and see at the moment. So I was just checking if there was anything, but I haven't seen anything over on Twitter. All I'm seeing, though, is everyone's going for Reinders, which now makes me a bit worried because I almost liked him when his hype was a bit lower. But I guess after 2 goals in preseason, you might be getting there. Evan Nielsen 7.0. Okay. So it's this draft. It's that draft that you guys just saw on screen. Because what's changing? There's not much changing. It's basically our defense. It's our defense and Wirtz instead of Rodgers. So if we want to afford this, if we just have to downgrade with 1 mil here. So that's either Kelleher and then another 0.5 off Murillo probably to Neko. So Kelleher, Neko, or Sells, and who's another 4.5? Some people have been mentioning Konza. It's just a bit rough playing Konza here. But maybe then what we do is instead of going for Esteve, we go for Rodon. And we play Rodon then game week 1. This could also be something that we do. Okay, so now basically, so Sol stays the same. Why not Dorgu or Sanchez? I'm just worried about Chelsea with that sort of defensive rotation that they're going to do. Have you considered Gakpo in place of Wirtz? I have. I still like Wirtz. I feel like he's more nailed. Okay, I'm going to end this poll. So basically, now you guys can vote. Now you're basically voting on which draft you prefer. Okay, so the first one. So let's just start off with this one. So this is Wirtz. It's just basically Wirtz and then Konza. Or Rodgers Murillo. Is that basically what we're saying? Is that all that's changed in this draft? Okay, let me instead of saying Konza, let's just go 4.5. Like when we put it this way, Rodgers Murillo to me looks better. I don't know. Yeah, I did change Rodon, but just you can ignore Rodon for now because he's cheaper. He's 4.0, so we're not going to put too much emphasis on Rodon. It's basically to me Rodgers Murillo, Wirtz 4.5. Like when we compare that to me, I don't know. To me, it looks like maybe Rodgers Murillo looks better. Trying to fit the Kuiper in, not seeing him in many drafts anymore. Have I missed something? I don't think you've missed something. It's just the fact that I feel like other people are looking elsewhere. It's almost like fullbacks have gone down the pecking order a bit, and now people are focusing a little bit more on other players. Wirtz is a world-class player. I know he's a world-class player, and sometimes world-class players don't get the most FPL points, but why not Pedro and Rodgers? I mean, we could. Wirtz all day. Okay. So the votes are saying Rodgers Murillo, but how about Saka and Rodgers over Bruno and Wirtz? I mean, I don't know. I haven't considered Salah. I mean, I haven't considered Saka at all. So I don't know if I want to. Maybe I want to just see Arsenal a bit more. I'm trying to see where there was some. I'm trying to see, did I bookmark it or not? Okay, I found it. So basically what I was looking at. Basically what I was looking at was just it was a cheap defensive rotation. Yeah, I think it was this rotation here. Yeah, no, so it's basically, it's just with the Konza rotation, sorry. Wirtz is a special asset. Why Konza over Martson? I just feel like there's a bit of rotation potentially there, right? Why no Saka over Bruno? A lot of people are asking about Saka. I don't know. I just don't know if I'm getting the Saka vibe. I think also the fact is if Gyökeres takes away penalties, that's also going to be a bit of an impact on him. I don't know. To me, yeah. I guess it's the potential that Wirtz has. Dan says, firstly, I'm not a big fan of the team. Dan, what are you doing to me, brother? That doesn't sound good. What team? What improvements would you make? Let's maybe start there. Is this your final team? At the moment, it is. Unkid saying Watkins will miss, says Andrew. Miss what? Miss a penalty, miss the games, not perform well. What about Watkins to Gyökeres instead, mate? I mean, yeah, now we're getting into a bit of territory where I don't want to be. Then I'm kind of shaking up my team a bit more. What do you think about the triple up of Gakpo, Wirtz, and Salah? I mean, Tom is arguably the best attack in the Prem, so can't go wrong with that, but I would probably say they might be nailed for the short term and then they might switch around. Same price. So I know that Watkins and Gyökeres are the same price, but I just don't know. The only thing with Wirtz is that as a Liverpool fan, I am going to have to watch Wirtz play football every single week and not own him. And that's quite scary. Thanks, Tevin. I do appreciate it. How is Anderson? Naveen Anderson is okay. He's fine. I get rotation's fine. That defense looks kind of weak. Yeah, that's what I was also thinking. The defense is definitely the weak point, but when you do look at the attack, I feel like it might be worth it. I just also really like Sal's here at this 5.0 slot. And the only thing then considering is maybe Murillo instead of Pedro Porro. I don't know. Maybe that's sensible. Gudmundsson over Rodon. I won't even lie to you. I haven't even considered these Leeds defenders. But if you guys are telling me that Gudmundsson's better, but I don't know if we will stick with Rodon. Who's going to score for Liverpool if not Wirtz? Gakpo, Gravenberg? Hopefully Salah does. That's what I'm hoping for. VDV is made of glass. Yeah, that is a concern. He might not be the most fit defender. Let's just say that. Can someone explain the Rangers pick? It's just the higher potential if he does look nailed in Pep's lineup at 5.5, any Man City player looks great. That's what I'll probably say. Ty the Footy Guy has been a member for 41 months. Thank you for becoming a member for 41 months. Absolutely insane. So we're just trying to work out how many years that's been. That is insane. There's so many of you guys that have been supporting for so long. Thank you, Vincent, for tagging me in all the important tweets about chocolate milk. Vert's ownership is high. Vert's ownership is very high. Okay, I think we should probably try and lock in a team at this stage. Let's think about what we're gonna do. How are these Liverpool fixtures? Okay, so first, Ankit has been a legend member for 41 months. Another insane membership. Since the member chats are up, we gotta let the world know who's the FPL code. Thank you. Chocolate milk stays. It's here to stay. It's here to stay. I don't know. I'm not feeling the vibe. Can always change next week, says Connor. I guess that's true. It's just then it's like shifting the funds around even more. Newcastle, Arsenal. That's a bit rough, eh? Newcastle away is not going to be the most friendly encounter. Let's just say that after this Cole Isaac situation. I don't know. I kind of feel the... Is Rodgers the best 7.0 though? That's what you have to consider. That's what you have to consider. Is Rodgers the best 7.0? I don't know. I think he's pretty good though. Does Solanke start? Okay, thank you for that. That's a very good question. I don't think so. I don't think Dom Solanke plays. I don't think Dom Solanke starts against Burnley, and that's my only concern about him. Is that's why he was in my team, but now I don't know. I kind of feel that. There's too much around him. He only got 20 minutes, that sort of thing. Abaya, you're trying to guilt trip me here. As a Liverpool fan, after we just broke the transfer record for Wirtz, you cannot not go for him. He has to be in your team. I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, so 52% of you have voted for Wirtz. Not sure about Wirtz. Lock in. Okay, let's lock in. Okay, so let's just play around again. So if we went for Rodgers, I think instead of Konza, it would be Murillo. And then we can spend 5 more somewhere else. Okay, so then instead, are we going to go... Do we go Sanchez then? And then instead of Van der Ven, do we go Williams? Does that look better? I mean, we could go for Sells. We could go for the triple up. Shit, that looks a bit hectic though. Then we're blocking off Anderson. I mean, what am I even saying? am I keeping a placeholder for Anderson? Is that crazy? And then instead of Rodon, I'd go for Esteve. Is that crazy? Is this team crazy? Just let me know. Okay, let me just make these transfers quick for you guys. Okay, this is the team currently. This is the team currently. Is the app down? It's not letting me refresh. Oh no, it is. Sorry, the app works. Sorry, I'm sorry for spreading misinformation. Okay, let me just post this. Let me just post this to Discord quick. You guys can now, okay, we have 10 minutes now. If we are going to make changes, Larson to JP. Harry saying, how's it, Davey? The missus has dragged me to a food festival, but I have to turn up the live stream quickly. Harry, I'm hoping that this is the final team for you then, brother, because I don't know, I'm having second thoughts, but I feel pretty okay. Let me just say, current team, but thinking about Verts. Okay. It's never crossed my mind that you're from SA. So people have told me that I have an SA accent. Triple Forest is risky. That is true. I just told myself that Verts in FPL is just because KDB, and if KDB was validated, everyone would have KDB. I mean, like when you put it that way, probably right. Was Verts on set pieces? Was Verts on set pieces? That's what I'm just thinking about. The only thing I want to just make sure here is Richards now the best 4.5? Okay, so theoretically, when would we want Neco Williams to miss out? Probably game week 4. Game week 4, 7, 8. Game week 4. Yeah, Sharp, Sunderland. 7, 8. Okay, they're not bad. Just with a long-term view, I doubt we hold them for this long. But Liverpool's in 12. Richards is in... And they got Wolves. Okay, that's semi-okay. Excuse me. So what would you say? Would you say instead of Souls, we go Sanchez here in the slot? Relying too much... How tall am I? I think I'm about, 6 foot? I think it's Mac on set pieces. Oh, that's right, because we didn't have Macca. Shirley Romero Williams. I don't know with Romero, though, because, like, the fixtures for me for Forest are a lot better than Pedro, than for Spurs. I don't know. Let me maybe go and check something quick here. Defenders. 5 mil. Yeah, I think I'm just going to ride the fixtures. The only thing is, I guess I don't have... I mean, if there's a 4.5 here instead of Sulls, we could go for Milenkovic. That's the only thing I'm thinking about now, but damn, what 4.5 is there? Is it basically just for Brugge? Yeah, I mean they're all pretty low. Yeah. That's the only thing, is it Kelleher versus... Sorry guys, I just want to check this quickly here. Yeah, I think it's just, we just kind of settle with what we have. I think today's draft video trumps this draft. Okay, so is that got to be Sanchez and goalkeeper? Are you sure no Verts? 5 minutes to go. I don't think I'm so confused. I'm also a bit confused at the moment. Is going for the 3 Nottingham Forest too risky? I think for game week 1, I agree that Verts is definitely better. I mean, then he has game week 4 and 5. Okay. Now, like, Reinders is the least of my concerns in my team, because now I'm looking at everything else. I think we stick with this. I'm not sure about Rodgers versus Newcastle. Yeah, so I get the preparation of I get the preparation for Forest. It's just the fact that I think that was more from an attacking to a defensive point of view. Triple Forest, I like it. Can always get Verts, like potentially, yeah. Triple Forest, but the thing is, like, what's the difference between a triple up and a double up? That's the only thing I'm thinking about. The only thing is if we want to get Anderson in, in the future. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. Get Verts. I'm actually happy, though, that so many people are split on what to do. But maybe we do split. Maybe I think maybe it's too risky to go for Sulls and Sanchez. So does that look better then? Does that look less risky now? Much better, okay. What do you think, Watkins or Bowen? Watkins? You need so. Yeah, I think I've settled with my team now. Basically, I'm not gonna change it anymore. I've done some changes to it. I think I'm locked. I don't want to make changes and then people can't sort of catch up. Let's just say that. So with a minute to go, we're gonna go relaxed. I've got Sanchez between the sticks. Let's just hope that they don't make a new signing, because if they do, that's going to be pretty disappointing. And I can't believe it, but I am keeping. No, Verts is crazy. I can't have them all, babe. I mean, tonight I'll have you in my DMs if Verts looks like an absolute magician, which I'm hoping he is. As a Liverpool fan, I hope that he does well. Devin Little saying Dirty Sanchez. Okay, no, we're not going to be going for that, but we do have. Oh my days! I even forgot the timer. I'm such an amateur streamer. I do apologize, guys. We meant to have a timer to tell you that it is time up. Pens down. If you know, you know. But time is up, guys. TUPD time. And that's going to bring an end to preseason. It's been an insane one. I do apologize. The stream, I said it was going to be a chilled stream. As Andy is saying, most hectic start to the season. But also what I think is good about that is the fact that it just shows there's so many different ways things can go. So I think that's why it was the most hectic. I do want to thank you guys for the support in this live stream, but also just for the support on the videos in general. And special shout out to Richie for the 50 gifted subscriptions. And Slamming saying, we'll let you off as an amateur streamer because you're rocking a suit. So at least I don't match as good as I don't match the streaming to the suit, but at least it seems better. Yeah, Vian, exactly. Harry, enjoy the food market opening. It's a good one, brother. No, Verts is correct from a United fan. I don't know if I should be listening to United fans. It probably means I've done something wrong, Chris. But I do appreciate it, guys. I'm going to let you enjoy your Friday. I've taken too much of your time already. So once again, just thanks for the support. I do appreciate it. And I'm going to be signing off. Hopefully I see you guys for Game Week 1's videos, where we are looking at green arrows impossible, but a decent overall rank. But for the time being, I'm signing off. It's been Davey FPL, and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.